Against all odds, we have managed to actually make the playoffs at 9-8. Saints win the division at 10-7. That's who we're going to be facing. And even though we had the same record as the Panthers, we held the tiebreaker, I suppose, which has put us into the playoffs as the final seed. If we advance, we will be taking on the Dallas Cowboys as the 1 seed, which could be very, very difficult. But we've faced them before, and we've played them pretty well. And I really do say against all odds we've made the playoffs, because we had some really rough stretches in this season. It didn't start out all that hot after our week 1 win. Back-to-back losses, back-to-back wins, and then 3 losses in a row. We had a loss on either side of the bye. We had a loss in week 16. But other than that, right, we had an excellent second half of the year, which I'll say post-bye week. We only lost twice, and we won 5 out of our last 6 games. Absolutely massive to sneak into the playoffs, and we really, really did sneak in. If I didn't mention it already, I did show the season stats at the end of the last episode, so you got to be watching until the end. And we'll see if we can take on the Saints here. They're only an 82 overall team. We faced them twice already this season, and the X Factor player is going to end up being their quarterback, which should be Johnny Turner. QB of the future, day 1 starter tag. He's only got normal dev, but if he plays well, we're going to have a really tough time winning. If we can get to him early, bring him down despite that 89 break sack rating, I think we're going to have a really, really good time and win the game. So it's all going to hinge on the pass rush. Can we actually impact the quarterback, who again, I believe will be Johnny Turner. He's been their quarterback for all this season. I don't know that they're going to make a change and go to Derek Carr now. We'll see what happens. This is a tough one. It's a tough matchup, division rival. I don't care what the overall says. These are always tough games. Desmond Ridder did come in at the end of the last game, but Trey Lance will be our starting quarterback for this playoff game. And getting him some upgrades, some XP before that game will be very nice for us. He could potentially get upgraded. And getting him XP long-term is just going to be more important than anything else anyway. Obviously, we want to win this playoff game, but we have our sights set on the future. It's not necessarily one game, right? That's great. This drill is like entirely dependent on the route combos they give you. The first time, pretty much no short routes, couldn't get that multiplier up. Really difficult. You get awful routes, nobody gets open. Second attempt, we have gold as easy as I've ever had it. It's just so weird. I wish I could pick my own route combos, because then it would be, like guaranteed success pretty much every time. But, nice catch too. It gets pretty difficult when they just are covered every single play. This time, we double the possibility, or what you actually needed for gold, I should say. So, super easy. Trey Lance is going to come away with gold. And hopefully, we get a dev trade upgrade to star. I know it's not much, but that would be pretty nice. Did not happen. Wild card action. Trey Lance versus Johnny Turner. Falcons versus the Saints. We have to go into hostile territory here in New Orleans, Louisiana. We've had a tough time winning here in the past, but you know what? It's different now. Playoff time, this is when we show up. We had a decent run last year, lost in the divisional to the Eagles. I know that doesn't seem like a decent run, but we won a playoff game, and we just lost to a better team, unfortunately. We went up early and then blew the lead. The Eagles just turned on like unbelievable invincibility cheats, and we could not stop them at all, including allowing an onside kick recovery. It was dead instantly. There was nothing we could do as soon as they turned it on. But here is Johnny Turner, quarterback of the Saints. He's had a decent start to his NFL career. Of course, in his rookie season, 2024, 27 touchdowns to 11 interceptions, and his first career playoff start. But that is the same on this side of the field as well with Trey Lance. So, 2 inexperienced quarterbacks. We'll see who comes out on top. We're going to try to get pressure on the quarterback early, and he's already making mistakes. Intercepted by Richie Grant. He threw it right to him. First play from scrimmage is going the other way. Richie Grant. gives us the football early. I mean, piss poor effort from Juwan Johnson. Doesn't even really make an attempt to get the football, and it's an easy interception for Richie Grant. Desmond Ridder is not our starter. Don't show him. As always, if we are eliminated, the off-season stream will be on Twitch, twitch.tv/Bengal. Of course, the video will be uploaded to YouTube after, but I'm not really worried about the off-season right now. I'm worried about winning this playoff game and advancing to the divisional. We're going to take on the Dallas Cowboys. It's got to start with playing good football here early. We just made a big-time play. We have to capitalize and make the most of this opportunity. We need to come away with points and try to get fancy with Bijan. That's maybe what we don't need to do. 3rd and 4, who wants to get open? Kyle Pitts is wide, and that's a touchdown. Trey Lance, first career postseason touchdown, goes to his favorite target, Kyle Pitts. He's had a great season, well over 1,000 yards receiving. I think double-digit touchdowns as well. We're very close. I think he had 10. If not, it was 9. But this is certainly double-digit touchdowns for the season if he didn't have it already. Big touchdown here in the first round of the playoffs. Kyle Pitts puts us on the board, courtesy of a Richie Grant interception to set everything up. Okay, we didn't defend the run very well at all. A.J. Terrell, big tackle in space, but Kamara gets 22. Yeah, I don't know. We're going to send heat on first down. They ran the ball, they countered it. That worked pretty well. Got out into the open field, and you know what? Kamara doesn't really have that speed to turn it into a long touchdown, but still fast enough to make it a big play. So go back to Kamara, and D. Hump swallows it up, and he rocks the baby. Loss of 3 for the Saints. We have to build on that. I keep wanting to send pressure looks out of man. We're going to send Caden Ellis. Troy Anderson can probably blitz as well, and hopefully Kamara is not on a route, and he wasn't. But it didn't matter. Johnny Turner finds his first completion to a member of his team today. And look who it is, Juwan Johnson, who gets 16. That surely makes up for a massive mistake. Not. Ooh, you like that throwback? The not? It's like early to mid-2000s. Or before, maybe. I don't even know. That was a bad angle. That was a bad angle for me. Oh, my goodness. I just thought he was going to cut it right back up the middle. What I needed to do was set the damn edge. Double mug, 2 in the A-gap, and they are coming. Get after the QB. No, it's going to be a little jet sweep to A.T. Perry. Weird play call, but okay. And it's 3rd and 10. I think we can pass commit here. And we are going to hopefully do anything other than Jesse Bates running back to the end zone. How? How is this happening? We pass commit. We know what's happening. And Jesse Bates, get into your back pedal. That's fine, right? No problem with that. But the turning your body and sprinting upfield here, or downfield, when there is no threat of anything burning you over the top, is crazy. We can see at this point that this receiver is running some type of, shallow cross, right? And the only vertical threat is Chris Olave. But we know from the play call that Richie Grant is going to be covering the deep middle of the field here. So there is absolutely no reason to turn your entire body and get vertical. Let them play into you. Because when you drop back this far with no vertical threat, you're just allowing the football to get completed under you. And we can't do that on 3rd down. I would understand if he was really getting threatened vertically, but he wasn't. It's A.T. Perry. And your back is basically to the end zone. But, oh my goodness, we nearly took the football away again. Caden Ellis just goes, I don't want it. Intercept the ball. It's in your hands. Man coverage. Caden Ellis against Juwan Johnson could be a matchup to watch, and it was. It's protecting the inside of the field. It was man coverage. Needed to really get up in his face, probably. And Juwan Johnson now trying to cancel out his mistake from earlier. Finds the end zone, but Jesse Bates, man, I feel like it never even should have happened. It still bothers me. He turned his whole body. and ran to the end zone, essentially. But you really don't want to get beat over the top, I guess, even though there was nothing threatening you. It's going to be 7s up here in New Orleans. Oh, no. Neil Madsen's doing the stanky leg after the kick return. That's one of our best players. He really has come on strong at the end of the regular season. This was his first playoff game. He was our first pick this year. We had a couple in the second round, including one on the other side of the ball who's played quite well in Kyrie Yankee out of Notre Dame. As Bijan will get the give and a couple of blocks as well. Makes a man miss, but Kyle Pitts has to get out there and block. That could have been big. It's a pulled hammy for Neil Madsen. Jonnu Smith going to check into the game as a result. And I think what we'll probably do is kind of phase him out of the game and get more Rashid Shaheed action going on. 1st and 10. We're going to take a shot down the field. Lance cannot get it away. Or not get it down the field. Pressure on the play. I think Rashid Shaheed honestly had a step, but we just couldn't get it to him. We were going to try a screen, but they're pressing. I don't really feel as good about it. Rashid Shaheed has a step. Wheel out of the slot, and there goes Shaheed down the sideline against his former team. Rashid Shaheed with speed. Inside the 10. And maybe the Neil Madsen injury is not such a bad thing. We get more speed on the field, and it shows instantly. The deep threat cashes in, and we are threatening now. 1st and goal for... There goes Algier up the middle. They didn't want anything to do with him. It's like watching the Falcons in real life. No touchdowns in the red zone for Bijan. Tyler Algier, touchdown here in the playoffs to give us the lead right back. Gotta love it. Offense is really doing well right now. Saints really haven't had an answer for us. Now, we had a short field on the first try, so... Alright, first possession maybe doesn't mean quite as much. Still made the plays. It's tough to score in the red zone. The field gets condensed, especially in the low red zone, so your options become a little bit more limited, but we got right back there in a hurry on possession number 2. Only took 1 minute and 10 seconds to get back on the scoreboard, courtesy of a huge play by Rashid Shaheed to set it all up for Algier. We're approaching the end of the first quarter. Saints have brought the ball to midfield after finding Juwan Johnson, and that seems to be their go-to guy right now. Whether good or bad, Juwan Johnson's getting targeted. Over the middle. Caught by, is that Brian Briscoe? That is the rookie out of Alabama, Brian Briscoe. He's enjoyed a pretty good season up to superstar development if he didn't have it already out of the draft. So, could be a great emerging receiver that we're going to have to watch for the next few seasons here of Falcons franchise. We'll see if the Saints end up retaining his services. 5th-year option, though, I think he was a first-round pick, so they should have him for a while. But that is the end of the first quarter here in the wild card round of the playoffs. It's been an interesting game so far. I could really see the Saints finding some rhythm. We need to keep them out of that. It's our biggest focus right now is don't let them complete these easy throws. Oh no, shot to the end zone, and it's intercepted by Okudah. Olave, the intended receiver, couldn't find him, underthrown, and going the other way. I had no choice but to take it out of the end zone with Jeff Okudah. I had literally zero control. They just ran me right out. Now, would I have done it anyway? I think I may have. Just take the chance, right? But touchback would have given us better field position. However, I will take the interception. Second of this first half for Johnny Turner. Really struggling in his first playoff game. And we are cooking right now. Gotta capitalize. A long drive would be nice. As Bijan makes a man miss. Gets a block as well. And there goes Robinson. May in pursuit. So is Lattimore. And May knocks him out at the other 36-yard line. But it's a massive gain for RB1. And he's going to sub out now. It's going to be Tyler Algier probably. But look at Bijan Robinson. And a great block to set it up. That is huge. Because that gave us probably about 30 extra yards. Maybe even more than that. Play action following that. I mean, the linebackers kind of got frozen, but we had nothing in terms of protection at all. I mean, Isaiah Foskey just walked right in there, and it was play action. Like, it was designed to be a rollout to that left side, but, I mean, Jake Matthews got beat, like, instantly, and on a play where we're not really trying to develop a pocket and he's on an island, you just got to hold your block because we lose so many yards. That play sucks. And now it's 2nd and 21. Bijan's back on the field at least. I wish I could put him on a wheel to that other side. Is that possible? Let me just do that. See if anybody wants to get open here. I see options. I don't know who I like. Panicked a little bit. I mean, not even really panicked. Just like maybe so afraid to make a mistake that we just don't get the football out there because I like Donovan Peoples-Jones. Rashid Shaheed was going to be running right into a safety. What I need to do is the precision pass out into space, but I probably would have failed that. So at that point, where do you go with the ball? Now, I like the idea with Bijan. We just didn't have the time. But that was a tough one. 3rd and 21. This is arm punt territory. But we're going to throw it up for London. And what a ball it is! Drake London touchdown! We'll extend our lead again. 3rd and forever. We just send Drake London up the field. And there he goes. Get past your matchup. Outrun him. And what a great throw from Trey Lance to make that a touchdown. Precision pass as well, might I add. Lance under pressure. And he delivers. Oh, and because we have so much momentum, we know what route Chris Olave is running. Does it matter? Yes, it does. A.J. Terrell steps in front of Briscoe. A.J. Terrell, pick 6, 3rd interception of the game for this Falcons defense. And Johnny Turner is not ready for prime time. His first playoff game is not going well. And the Dirty Birds are flying around. A.J. Terrell steps in front of Briscoe. Decent enough coverage on Chris Olave, I suppose, but he's just throwing these bad passes, and his receivers are putting in absolutely no effort at all to go out and get them. They might be like half a foot off, and they're just, whatever, don't care. And that's why it's 28-7 right now. Ooh, that's a good ball, though. See, he's thrown a couple of those. He's 8 for 13 for 99 yards, does have a touchdown. A.T. Perry nearly 50 yards receiving here in the second quarter. But it's these just debilitating mistakes that is killing the Saints right now. And they keep running that play. We actually fell for it, as Kamara was the one who actually got the give. Under pressure, and nice defense by Terrell at the back end. Olave couldn't make the catch in traffic. It'll be 2nd and 10. Oh, man defense again. Let's actually... Ooh. Shade to the outside. We know the route. Let's get to the quarterback. Kyrie Yankee, come on. They're going outside, and Juwan Johnson can't get it. 3rd and 10. See if we can play good defense here, and we do again. A.J. Terrell on the tight end, Juwan Johnson. You'd think it might be a mismatch, but Terrell is playing tight end eraser in this one. Juwan Johnson hurting us. Not so much anymore, and the Saints are going to try to kick it. It's a long one, though. 55 yards. And here is the kick. Go to the right. No good. Derek Carr, the holder. And Patterson's kick just missed to the right. Good starting field position for us from the 45. We've had pretty good field position the entire game as Bijan Robinson's going to rip off another long one. And look at Bijan Robinson go. 5 rushes for 92 yards right now. He's probably going to have 100 here in the first half. He is in the zone, and his new X-Factor ability is Freight Train. We'll see if we can use that to our advantage. He's going to get a pass now and get tackled immediately. Our offense has been unstoppable. We haven't really even had a ton of time of possession or anything like that. It's just every time we get the ball, it's massive chunk play after massive chunk play. That's a 2-minute warning. We've really got nothing to be worried about right now. We're just on cruise control. Gonna try a screen. This is an easy way to get tackled for loss. But when you have blockers out in front, it's not gonna happen. There's Bijan. Made a couple miss. He's inside the 10. Trey Lance, 5 for 7. He has as many touchdowns as incompletions right now. I know not many attempts. Drake London is absolutely wide open. Are they gonna go help him? No. Drake London, end zone. Got it. Touchdown, Drake London. Chris Lindstrom injured on the play. And they are going to review this. I tried to throw it instantly, but it just didn't let me. Snapped it, press Y, nothing. Had to press Y again, and that's the Drake London button. And I think he gets the left, certainly the right. Are they going to say the ball moved? I doubt it. Certainly a touchdown. And it is. Dislocated shoulder for Lindstrom. That could be a big loss for the rest of the playoffs. But this feels like no way we don't advance at this point. It's 35-7 here in the first half. If the Saints can manage to get a touchdown before the half ends, like maybe there's a chance. Obviously not a good one, but your chances are better than they are right now at 35-7. 35-14, at least you can get hyped up about a touchdown going into the locker room. Maybe something similar to like Jags-Chargers in the playoffs last year in real life, as Deshaun Humphrey's going to hit up on Alvin Kamara. It's 2nd and 3, 36 yards out, 1 timeout. It's not a great spot to be in, but it's not impossible to score. It's another quick throw as Humphreys takes out the ankles of Juwan Johnson, and they are not going to call a timeout here. Clock ticks down to 4 seconds, and they're just going to try a field goal. Very conservative approach from a team down 35-7. This should make it 35-10 as this kick is good, but 3 points is not going to get you back in the game. And that is the first half. They have more passing yards than we do, but we've only had 10 passing plays. They have fewer rushing yards, and we have way fewer rushing plays. Just been really, really good with our minimal possessions here. And our field position, oh my goodness, it's been incredible. We'll get the football to start this third quarter, and I'll tell you, a touchdown here, that's absolutely the dagger. But I think a long possession could work in our favor as well. Well, this is certainly not what I wanted. 3rd and 10. They're tackling so well. I don't know if Freight Train does anything, but I have yet to break a tackle with it, as Bijan Robinson does end up picking up the first down here. So that ends up working out in our favor, because that's going to make this drive all that much longer. If we don't get, any yards, but then convert barely on 3rd and 10, we have the maximum amount of time to kill. 7 minutes to go here in this quarter. Slow and steady, as DPJ is down, another injury. Who would have guessed? The Saints injuring our players. Not the Saints, dude. An upstanding organization like that. Surely there have been no scandals regarding player injuries on the other team. I can't think of anything important or impactful. Sean Payton he was the man. Would never be involved in anything like that. This piece of shit organization. Nah, they're good people. It's 2nd and 8. Bijan up the middle, plenty of space. We only get 11 rushes for 112 yards right now. And this drive is eating up a lot of clock. We're already about halfway through this third quarter. And, I'm not going to pass the ball here. It's 4-down territory. We're on the 50. We don't get it, which we should, as Bijan breaks a tackle. We pick up the first down anyway. Doesn't even matter what I was saying. 3rd and 5. Run the ball. Oh, and we have space as well. There goes Bijan. Makes Matthew miss. Jukes back to the inside. Still on his feet. Finally brought down at the 20. Bijan Robinson is a one-man offense this game. This looks like him in Season 1. We haven't seen a lot of this version of Bijan Robinson here in Season 2, but is dominating the Saints and getting stronger as the game goes on. He's making the entire team miss. And as we continue to run the ball, they keep showing us weak boxes. Look at this. They're begging us to run the football on them, and we're going to do that all day. Finally showing a look that says, yeah, maybe I'll reconsider running the ball, but I will not. And there goes Bijan, broken tackle, first down. Probably had a touchdown if we went to the outside, but we're just content taking more time off the clock and betting on the fact that we're probably just going to find the end zone anyway. 1st and goal from the 8, a minute to go in this quarter, as we have wasted the entire quarter. Broken tackle by Bijan, big hit. And it'll be 2nd and goal from the 4. Bijan just a yard away from 150. How about a little power O? See if Bijan can get a block from Espinoza. Right up the middle, broken tackle, power from Bijan, and he's down to the 1. That'll take us to the end of the third quarter. We have wasted literally the entire quarter on one drive. It'll be 3rd and goal from the 1. And here it is. Start of the fourth quarter. Bijan into the end zone. Another score for the Falcons. That was our best drive of the game. We've had a couple of big plays. Feels like every time we touch the football. This drive was not that. Just power football, run the ball down your damn throat, and put it away. Saints, I mean, I don't know what scenario in which they could possibly even think about a comeback. It would need to be instant scores, onside kicks starting now. That was a 9-minute drive. And all we have to do on defense, just keep them in front of you. Let them do whatever they want to do. There's pretty much no chance they get back in this as long as we don't get beat over the top every play. 3rd and 10. Can they do anything? That receiver just stopped his route. We knew what it was, and he just didn't run it. Classic. And on 4th and 10, they are going to go for it. Their season's on the line. And, oh, there's a route. I'm like, is this a run play? I don't see a route on the field. And that is just a bad throw. Turnover on downs for the Saints. Our defense is too good. And based on where we start with the ball here on the 39, not really going to be an opportunity to chew a bunch of clock. But we can take a good few minutes off for sure. Also, Madsen back onto the field playing with a pulled hamstring in a game where we're up 42-10 in the 4th quarter. Seems a little unnecessary. It'll be 3rd and long, though. We want to take more time off the clock. We need to convert. Preston Williams on the field. Very interesting to see him. And we were going to go deep. Had Bijan maybe, but Cam Jordan got there. Maybe 38 now. Nice. Maybe 35, though. Still got it. From 54 yards out, Young Waku is perfect. Right down the middle. I think the first time we've touched the ball and not scored a touchdown this game. Now, as I mentioned at the start, the Saints are only an 81 or 82 overall. I thought it'd be a lot closer than this. But the Cowboys could be a very different story next week. That's who we're going to play. And we better keep this momentum going. Holding on the kickoff makes it 1st and 10 from their own 10. The Saints cannot catch a break. This is a very bad playoff loss. They've looked bad the entire game, pretty much. Their defense has been awful. Their offense has not been very good. They made a couple plays, but the turnovers kill you. Especially when you have an offense like ours that just is not going to stop scoring today, apparently. Oh, no. Well, that's their first big play. Kind of got out of position there a little bit. Doesn't really matter at this point, but you'd like to eliminate those mistakes if you can. Don't want to have that show up next week. The Saints are not going to get a field goal up with 4 minutes to go in the 4th quarter, down by 35. Surely not. It's 45-13. Okay. Big confidence booster for next season. Yeah, I don't know why they would do that. Bijan has 190 total yards. I would bet, crazy bet here, I would bet that goes over 200 here in the very near future. And we could even go 200 rushing yards. Bijan broken tackle. He actually loses a yard, and that eliminates his freight train ability. Okay. Saints not done yet. 3rd and 9. We're going to continue to run the ball. Only get 2 with Bijan. So maybe he's not going to go over 200. That's going to bring us very close to the 2-minute warning. We'll just kind of wait a little bit more. I know the game's already over pretty much, but don't want to risk anything. We'll punt the football. It's going to be a sky kick. We'll give him some field position, but we'll take more time off the clock. And also burn the 2-minute warning in the process. So big hang time here. And that is the 2-minute warning. Congratulations to the Saints on your loss. Or hard-fought battle. They really gave it their all in this one. Drop from A.T. Perry. Kind of tells the story of this game, doesn't it? Just nothing going right. We really haven't even had much of a pass rush in this one. I don't think we brought down the quarterback even once, which was my goal going into this game, was pressure the quarterback. But that has not been it. It's just been bad quarterback play. Pressure or not, he's thrown a lot of bad passes and had piss-poor effort from his receivers. Can the Saints finally find the end zone again? This was 7-7 at one point, right? This seems crazy given where we are now. Thrown to the end zone, intercepted by Clark Phillips. Easy reads. The cat in the hat. And Clark Phillips takes it away. Game over. Massive road win here in the playoffs. What was Johnny Turner thinking? He was thinking he could throw it over a 5'9" corner in Clark Phillips. Maybe they call him 5'10", but it's a little guy. And he got up in a big way, took it away, and it's going to be all she wrote. I doubt the Saints try to call any timeouts here. 4 turnovers to R0. You're going to be very tough to win a game when that happens. And they will not bother calling timeouts. This is your final snap. It goes to Robinson, and that should be 200 total yards. It's at 170 rushing yards, and he just dominated in this playoff game. But I think, honestly, we probably win without him. Our defense played so well. Trey Lance played so well. You really cannot play a better playoff game than we just did. Did not think it was going to be like this, but we are pretty much unstoppable right now. Morale is big time up, and Trey Lance gets his first postseason win in his first playoff start. Johnny Turner on the other side. Yeah, he doesn't know what planet he's on right now. CTE hitting early. That was a very, very, very bad game. And we'll see him again next season. I'm sure he's going to remain the Saints starting quarterback. But Trey Lance only throws for 159 yards because that's all he needed to throw for. 7 for 10, 3 touchdowns, and a 152.1 QB rating. More than 100 points higher than Johnny Turner. Threw the ball 38 times, 1 touchdown, 4 interceptions. Rushing, Bijan was unstoppable. Broke 9 tackles in this one. Kamara was good today as well. They just really couldn't run the ball. They got in such a big hole early. And Juwan Johnson finishes with 9 for 141 and a touchdown. A.T. Perry with a big game. We allowed passing yards, but they didn't matter at that point. So I'm perfectly fine with it happening. Really odd numbers. 2 touchdowns for Drake London, by the way, as well. That's fun. And then defensively, Frankie Louvu with 2 TFLs. No sacks, but interceptions for Phillips to end the game. Richie Grant to start the game. And A.J. Terrell and Jeff Okuda somewhere in the middle. Great game. This was probably our best played game of the entire series, and it comes in the playoffs. Dominant playoff game. We didn't end up hitting the 200 rushing yards game goal or 350 plus offensive yards. Very close on both. But we really, I know it's going to seem easy, right, to get super excited and amped up. And I'm really excited to win this playoff game. Don't get me wrong. But we can't allow, ourselves to get too ahead of ourselves, right? We're going to be playing a much better team in the division round. The 14-3 Dallas Cowboys. We actually somehow have the same overall, both 85 rated, which is interesting. Now, when you look on offense, our O-line's okay. Our receivers are okay. Obviously, Bijan's incredible. Trey Lance could be our guy. And then defensively, we have a bunch of superstars all over the place, but they're not that highly rated. I find it difficult to believe that the Cowboys are the same overall as we are. We'll see how they play, though. Much better offense. See, they have an 85 offense, 87 defense. We're really not an 87 overall offensive team. It's really just Kyle Pitts and Bijan Robinson. I guess the 99 overall is really upweighting our offense. Because and Chris Lindstrom, I guess, too. But we're not really that high rated. Very interesting, as we'll take on the number 1 offense and number 10 defense next week. I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy.